Hello everybody, my name is Drake.
And I'm Grant.
And together we are JOJO Overdrive. It's already that time again. Wow, every time it feels faster, you know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting too old. But we have another chapter. Got another one. We are on chapter. I've lost track. We're on 5. Yes, we're on 5. Chapter 5 of the JOJOLands. What seems to be kind of wrapping up the Rohan arc, apparently. As it seems like we'll be getting a break from Rohan for after this chapter. Probably. That's what it would seem to be implying at the end of this. But, I don't know how long.
With the Rocky, we can never have a break from Rohan.
Oh, yeah. I meant in terms of this story, not whatever 5 million different spin-offs he has planned for Rohan in the future. Yes, of course. Honestly, kind of expected Rohan to honestly join the main gang. I was like, I didn't trust Araki fully on that, but it doesn't look like that's what's happening, at least so far. Thankfully or thankfully not, depending on how much of a Rohan fan you are. Me, he's pretty good.
I like him.
Moderate Rohan fan.
What I find funny though is that he gets introduced and then he stays in the manga until right after the movie releases.
Yeah.
So it was just a movie tie-in.
Did the movie come out?
Yeah, it came out a fefew weeks ago.
I had no idea, I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah.
just because of how like it's small movie.
It's such a small release. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Sometime I'll watch it. I still never actually watched the Part 4 movie. I still have to.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
That'd be a good video to do a review of that. But anyways, back on the JOJOLands and not the other one part with Rohan in it. So we start off here with where we left off. Everyone's kind of like incapacitated at the moment because Rohan is the GOAT right now, and I found it interesting how in every single translation I saw of this, it blacks out the address of like whatever Rohan is saying. It always, no matter what translation I see, it always says like blank street when he calls the police or something.
Yeah,
it like, does a different form of censoring no matter what. Every single version I've seen.
Asterisks or whatever.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. I guess maybe there's some sort of. It seems weird. I don't know why it's like that.
Location or something.
Maybe it's some sort of weird Japanese law where putting in a literal address is like illegal and sorts. Because I've seen like I've seen manga sometimes will censor names of pop culture references sometimes, or like one letter out of it.
The old JoJo does not.
But JoJo wasn't allowed to say. I wasn't allowed to like show Mickey Mouse fully. I only showed the small thing. And even for the anime, they had to fully cut back on that. But no, I've seen stuff where like if they say like sometimes they'll say Mickey Mouse and they'll uncensor. I don't know. Japanese copyright law isn't exactly my forte. I just thought it was an interesting detail how it of course doesn't affect the story in any way, but the street was censored. It's a weird detail that I noticed. Kind of the elephant in the room, the elephant of the chapter is the lava rocks. What are we? Something's going on with them. Something's going on with the diamond too. What do we think is happening here? Do we have any sort of clue?
I'm so clueless. I mean, with the lava, I think it has to do with the Holy Land and stuff like that. 100%.
Yeah,
actually.
that's okay. Let's not be 100 here because I was 100% sure that identical visually looking Rohan would not appear in this part, and then he did. So I don't think anything's 100% anymore.
Wow, someone asked you that before this Part 9 release?
That's really specific. Wow. I met a Rocky in disguise in the street, and he
had
spoke
like the Groucho
perfect English.
Yeah, the glasses and mustache.
Yeah. No, okay, so what I think is happening here is that the diamond itself is not special. Right? That's what I'm thinking. At the end of this chapter,
yeah, that makes sense that the diamond's some kind of like distraction.
Yeah. At the end of the chapter, Rohan tells Jodio after he obtains the lava rock, which I'm just going to call it that from now on. He has the lava rock. and he says it will like bring him good fortune or whatever. Something about mechanisms, by the way. He says Rohan says mechanisms. So our whole theory about like everyone having a different perspective on what this whole general theme of fate is or whatever is just wrong now because he's just saying the exact same thing as Jodio was.
It's not, I mean, to be fair, technically, what we're going off of is that he's a new character in the part. Like, if you're just disregarding part 4, he's a new character. So we haven't had a character from a previous part come in and be like, it's mechanisms when they've said fate before.
Yeah, but
I don't throw it out all the way.
The term mechanisms is so specific that I find it wild that Rohan just says it in the exact same way. It's whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the same excuse why people all use the word stand.
Yeah, that's fair.
Everyone knows that's what everyone would call it, really.
That's fair enough. But anyways, as I was saying, he says that the mechanisms of the lava rock will bring good fortune. And what we've noticed is that every single time they would try and steal something valuable from the place, it wouldn't allow them to steal it. Like, he said there's special attention. They're going to bring special attention to Rohan specifically saying, like, oh, the money, like, came back or something. I don't remember what the exact words was. I think that this is what is happening to the diamond. The diamond is not special. It is the effect of having the lava rock means that the fortune is unable to be lost. Every single time they try and steal the diamond, it like teleports away. It goes back to a safe place or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is happening, and I do think it is because of the good fortune luck stuff from the Holy Corpse parts that were the whole thing of part 7 and kind of part 8.
I agree.
Which, I mean, kind of, it seems like this would be a perfect opportunity to reintroduce rock humans. Just because the whole thing is that lava rock humans, exactly. Well, they're well known for hanging around blessed areas and stuff like that, and clearly there's something going on here. So I don't know. But yeah, that's my prediction currently.
This is something kind of interesting. I didn't realize that this actually confirms it now.
Yeah.
Or at least when Jodio comes in and is talking to Rohan, is like, I love your work or whatever, especially your 4 circles short story. I didn't realize that's a reference to the Hot Summer Martha one shot, because remember he has to change the design at the end.
Yeah, he does. The four circles. Yeah, because he can't make another reference to Mickey Mouse here. What are we doing, man?
The Mickey episode.
The implication in that was he couldn't use 3 circles because it looked too much like the Mickey symbol.
Like,
So he had to change it to having 4. That's what his editor was saying he should do. And so I didn't even think about that. Okay. Let's rewind a bit though.
That kind of is goes like
Let's rewind a bit though. It could just be him saying Hot Summer Martha exists in both universes.
Yeah, exactly. That could totally be it too, which is kind of crazy, but yeah.
I until Rohan himself, the character, says anything absolutely abnormal, I have to just assume that it is a different Rohan. I've seen nothing so far
we're at that point now.
We're at that point where he would be reacting very differently if he had been transported to an alternate dimension for, hypothetically, years. I feel like at this point, even if he was like a traveler or something, he would have, like, Jodio or whatever. I think they even say Joestar at one point. They do.
I could be wrong about that, but I think it's just he's very, very similar in Iraq. He just wanted to put it very, very similar.
Rohan reads Paco and Usagi and reads the name Joestar, and as we said last time, doesn't react in a similar way.
Yeah, he would because he met Joseph.
Yeah, he met Joseph. It could be in Rohan's character to forget that last name, hypothetically, but I feel like at this point, if he hopped universes, he'd have to either not notice that happened, or he'd have to, I feel like at that point he would be looking out for abnormalities, like, oh, I might have remembered that name. Him forgetting the last name Joestar because it was one random old guy he did not care about in the slightest, that's like, all right. But that whole story section that he was involved with was like super supernatural and everything. So I feel like he would remember that. I feel like he would remember that, especially when he transfers into a new universe and is like, hey, what's going on here? Oh, there's something connecting to the other thing. I should investigate this or mention something, but he doesn't. So, unless this is the wildest case of Araki forgot in history, I think 90% deconfirmed.
It's just a Rohan that is basically the same age as Part 4 Rohan, transported now with all of the same stories and like known as well into the same and just into the new universe.
Yeah, that just makes the most sense. That just makes the most
Which
sense.
is very funny when none of the other alternate characters has been like this ever.
Yeah, it's just Araki's obsession with Rohan, I think, is really just the explanation here. Not that it's too bad of a thing. It's just funny to see compared to everything else that Rohan fan service is by far eclipsed even that of Jotaro at this point, and ever since Part 6. Rohan fan service has far eclipsed it. We even get we get Rohan fan service in this chapter. We get the I refuse. That's a funny little moment. It's Araki's winking at the camera right now. Yeah.
Did you catch the Breaking Bad reference?
Oh no! What happens?
Yes. He ties Rohan's neck to a vertical pole, like
at the very beginning or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, he does. I'm looking at no. What is this guy? What is he doing? He is about
to gonna start like cutting the crust off his sandwiches now.
Yeah, and Rohan's gonna find a piece of a plate.
Yeah.
I feel bad for anybody out there who has not watched Breaking Bad, but honestly, at this point, that's not that many people.
I mean, it's kind of like required viewing to read Part 9.
Kind of. Honestly, Breaking Bad is more important right now than like parts 1 to 3 or Part 8. Yeah, more. Okay. There is definitely more people who have not read Part 8 and are reading Part 9 than there are people who have not watched Breaking Bad and are reading Part 9. So that's fair. This chapter, I believe, is called November Rain, right? That's the title of the chapter. Which
I honestly have a feeling that after chapter 1, all of this other stuff is gonna get renamed in the volume releases. Like
what happened with Soft and Wet and all that stuff.
Part 2, Part 3, yeah. I think, yeah. I'm almost positive.
This does have very similar vibes to Fun in terms of they're in a house, they're being kind of hunted by this one guy. There's mystery factors.
More though. Yeah. Because having a group makes it more interesting, in my opinion.
Honestly, just completely ignoring the cool factor of having Rohan here. If he was just a random stand user, the concept itself, I think, is far more interesting than Fun's. Yes, having it be a heist was a great idea.
It does help though that Heaven's Door is such an interesting stand though too.
We got more details on a tiny bit of November Rain. That's kind of why I was bringing it up. It seems, I believe Rohan mentions that the raindrops are like heavier. I think something like that. Again, I've read like 3 translations at this point, so I have trouble losing track of things. Something. There's a small range. It can rain indoors and stuff like that. That's what we've discovered. Something. It's just he mentions the cactus. So he says that cactus needle, he flowed it to me using drops of rain. How does that work? Is it like Soft and Wet's bubbles? Is it
I think it's it's something like you can control the direction midair.
Yeah, maybe it's that.
Now, you know the movie Now You See Me?
I don't
where the guy
actually.
freezes all the brain bullets.
I have not seen that.
If any of you people have seen that movie, he freezes the rain bullets. So maybe he can do something like change the direction midair of rain bullets, and then have the whatever object inside of it or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I found it. Yeah, he specifically says that the rain is like really heavy, so that was kind of like a thing we were mostly assuming. We weren't sure because it seemed like the rain was caving in things, but it wasn't sure if it was like melting it. It seems to just be like it is really hard rain.
The big theory was that Jodio was like touching different objects and then using the weight from it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it is now.
I think so. Okay. November Rain, I like November Rain, but I need a freaking stand page right now. I need a concrete explanation of what it's doing, because I'm still not sure what it does. It's a bit more clear, but it's just stuff like with the cactus, where it seems to be moving things inside the water. That's just a bit off to me. That's mostly all. I kind of get it now. It's like he summons a area of effect rain, and the rain is really heavy and it hurts you if you're inside it. Basically, it's very simple. But then there's just a tiny bit of mystery to it. That's like, I'm not sure. Okay. What was I thinking of here?
I liked Jodio being a weeaboo.
Yeah. It was kind of you mentioned it like once earlier, but he really kind of goes into it this time. He's like, guys, we cannot beat the crap out of him because he's so cool. You don't understand.
My favorite animes, guys.
He's my favorite anime person. Let me.
But we've never seen it be almost like an audience surrogate to Araki, you know?
Yeah.
It's late stage Araki reflecting on the new generation of fans now.
Exactly.
The fans.
The Zoomer fans.
Yes.
Playing Fortnite on their Switches.
The psychopathic Zoomer fans. Yeah.
I wonder if Araki sees Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad and is like, that's what the new generation is like, even though he's like how old at this point? Whatever.
He's like 40.
Yeah. That's how he's interpreting all the Zoomers now.
Jodio
that would go so hard. You don't understand. Where did I see near the end, after giving Jodio the lava rock or whatever, he mentions that he shouldn't like trust. He might be too willing to trust his teammates or something like that. I don't remember exactly where he says it. I'm just kind of remembering off the top of my head. Yeah. He's like, I wonder if you can really trust them. I wouldn't. So do we think there's like a traitor on the team?
100%, and I think it's Usagi.
I think it's Paco. That's
really?
my heart. Every single person on Twitter is saying it's Usagi. I think it's Paco. I think what's gonna happen is that throughout the next however long he wants to stretch this out, if this is a plotline he's going with, he's gonna make it seem like Usagi is gonna betray the team, but then it's actually gonna be Paco, because we mentioned this in like the first chapter. There's this whole gap of time where it's specifically mentioned that Jodio has like no idea what Paco was up to. He specifically mentions this. We predicted that first, maybe Rock Human, which again which might feed into my theory even more. He could be a plant. That's my prediction, is that Paco is gonna be the traitor. They're gonna go back to the old planned Fugo arc back in part 5.
That would go so hard.
But instead it will be Paco here, and it's gonna show that the hustle is like more strong than he's letting on. It's gonna have some secret like technique that he's able to use that like makes it a powerhouse.
The hustle requiem.
The hustle requiem. Yeah. So yeah, that's my prediction right now.
I think definitely Usagi, just because of his ties with like Meryl and stuff.
But that just feels too obvious, but at the same time, Araki doesn't have to be subtle with anything.
I don't know. I think he's been kind of lining up Usagi as more of the comedic relief, and I think that's like perfect, and then have him do a heel turn and be evil. Even maybe if he's not like evil, he's just a little like
everyone is evil in this part so far, except for Rohan, who gets his house robbed for seemingly no reason.
But he just seems the most likely to me to just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna like screw all you guys and stuff.
Yeah.
The designs of all the characters have stayed consistent so far, which is something that's pretty surprising. Jodio's got tweaked a little and stuff, but it's not like
it's only the first 5 chapters. Yeah, but usually they've changed a tiny bit. Maybe they have changed in subtler ways. I just can't notice because I haven't gone back to the old ones.
He's kept like the same with how complicated it is.
To be fair, the beginning of JOJOLands was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which the series is like 30 something years old at this point, and JoJolin has taken up a third of that time. He could just be getting over, like, he could just be better at making all the characters on model, basically. He could just have improved in that time period. It has been the third of the entire run of the manga since then. We usually don't think about it that way because, you know, it's part 8. There were 7 parts before it, but his art style has changed drastically. But maybe he's just done changing it now since it's been so long.
Yeah.
This could be just it.
With this chapter too, kind of also with the drawings and everything. I'm so happy that this is on a monthly schedule, man.
Oh
it
yeah,
looks so good.
Everything's so
Every
clean.
panel looks so good.
It looks so great. We got some great stuff to work with. I want to see an all-star battle moveset now, so I could see a bunch of these panels hastily worked into random victory poses and stuff.
Did you notice at the end, Pink Dark Boy's doing the Rohan pose with the hands?
I saw Pink Dark Boy. I just
drawing.
He is! I didn't notice that. He's doing the Louvre Pose or whatever. I think that's the Louvre Pose, right?
I think he's done it like a bunch of times now. Well, it's because it is the Louvre Pose, but also it's kind of similar to his exercise too. But it's, I think, specifically
it's a more dramatic like flair of the he holds out his fingers and he does yeah. Yeah, because I still
find funny that he is able. They're both able to. Paco and Usagi are both able to steal something.
Yeah, which I'm just saying kind of leads into my theory of now that Jodio has the lava rock, they're able to steal stuff afterwards because they weren't able to before. Now they're able to. But yeah,
what do you think about the stray cats?
Stray cats plural. Yes. That's a fun ending like stinger. I think is that there's 3 cats, which again there's no way he's leading us on this far to have the cats be just a red herring.
No, they're obviously something. I mean, it already had a stand, so they would
maybe. Again, we don't know if it was the stand for sure. It was just there happened to be a wire floating around while this mysterious cat was wandering around. But now there's 3 of them. So I feel like at this point, if it's a red herring, it will be the most effort ever put into a red herring before in anything. So it better be just this. I can't. Those cats are about to mess these guys up based on how Jodio was describing how badly the job went or whatever. Because so far it's like fine. All they did was mess up a tiny bit and Rohan caught them, but they got out with valuables and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah. They say, like, no one could have...
Yeah, he was like, no matter how many people we had for the job, no one could have prepared for this. But they're leaving the house fine, so they're about to get messed up next chapter. That's my prediction.
It's gonna be like they're all gonna die. Like Jodio's just gonna get out of there.
Part reset, and then it's Rohan the rest of the part. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
No, not yes. Actually, no. Don't will it into existence. Stop.
I'm using reverse psychology.
I see. Well, now that you said that, now it's actually gonna happen. And you just messed everything up.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah. Come on. How many? I've lost track of how many reverses we're on. This is we failed as people. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like there was like one detail I wanted to talk about. But this is one of the best chapters so far, I think personally. There's a lot of mystery set up. Even though it's not like an action focused chapter. Most of it is just back and forth talking between Rohan and the gang. But it's really good. I remember turning each page and like wondering like, oh, what's going on with this lava? What's gonna happen next? It was like this is a crazy good setup chapter. Now we just need the payoff. The payoff is the most important part. We got really good payoff for the chapter 1's mystery of who's at the villa, and it was Rohan. So I'm hoping that we can continue this trend. And I believe that JOJOLands is seeming like an absolute banger part so far.
The way he's getting all of the themes naturally integrated into the story, as opposed to part 8, where in the beginning it was a lot of voiceover and stuff, which it was because he had an amnesiac main character. But because you don't have that character with memory issues, you just can get into it faster, it feels like, you know?
Yeah. the amnesia part. Let's put a check mark on the part talking about part 8 in a video, not about part 8, whining about it. Let's put a check mark there again.
No, I like
bingo.
it.
Yeah, I know.
Like him having amnesia. I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just saying you get to get into the meat of it a lot faster.
Yeah, the amnesiac aspect was good. It was good for setting up plots and stuff. It could get in the way sometimes, though. It could get in the way of a lot of times people blame Josuke for not having any character. Mostly people who just know him from All-Star Battle R, where all of his voice lines are, what? What's happening? What's going on, guys? That's his whole thing, which is not who he is at all. But in this part, we're just able to get right into it. We don't have to bother with the mystery of these people. We can have the mysteries be circumstantial, kind of. It's not about the characters themselves are unrelated so far to like the big important plot parts, like the lava rock. But the world itself is still holding these mysteries. Like, oh, what's going on with this? What are these cats? What are they doing? Are they the stand users? I think it's handled a lot better than part 8 so far.
I agree.
But yeah, that's all I can think about for this chapter. What do you guys think? Lovely JoJo Overdrive Patriots. What do you guys think about JoJoLands so far? Do you hate it? I mean, you can maybe.
Tell us every detail.
I wanna see a review of every single panel of this chapter in the comments. Yep. I wanna hear it. Only then can you claim you're a true JoJoLands fan. Everyone else is a fake and a fraud. Well, anyways.
I just want to plug really quick.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting to do it in the main videos. But follow us on Twitter because we do a lot of updates. We had an issue the other day. And the video's doing well now, thankfully.
Thank
but
God.
We had an issue the other day with our All-Star Battle R video where there was an issue with the uploading on YouTube, but we figured it out after a few hours, and we had put it on Twitter there.
Yeah, YouTube's weird sometimes. Like it would
only a few people saw it.
It would just cut off the end of the video, and it's weird. But some people were a bit confused, like, oh, what happened to the original? Oh, why is the video cut off? So if you want to stay, like, if you want the official JoJo Overdrive news updates, Twitter is the best place. Sometimes you might do a community post, but more reliably, it's easier to make just a Twitter post.
Everyone sees Twitter posts, so
yeah,
we do not post very often on there, just when there's issues, new videos, maybe a funny meme.
Funny meme? Oh, us? Never. We would never. All right, thank you, everybody. This has been JoJo Overdrive, signing off.
Overdrive, coming through now. Coming through now. Coming through. Watch where you're going. Overdrive, let the downside up to top notch. Whatever haters do.